Say no more, because we're live.
Yes.
We are live, everyone. Welcome to today's live SEO Q&A with me and Mr. Chris Palmer, sponsored by the lovely Randy, the news guy. Press releases from 38 Digital Market. The link is below, whether you want your referring domain count up, links, a deliverable for a client, or just some exposure.
You got it.
Ticks all the boxes, so check it out, guys. The link is below. And Randy's also a nice guy. If you have any questions, I'm sure you can ping him, pick his brain, and talk about it if you're unsure as to the benefits of these press releases. However, on to other things. RD King. Hi, la 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 la. Was the first one here at 4:30. Randy is here. Michael Kirdo. Where have you been hiding, Michael?
Yeah, Mike.
And Usama Mughal. Hey, sir. So, we are going to answer your questions, folks. File them in the chat. We will answer them on a first come, first served basis. Please be patient. We will work through and get to as many of them as we possibly can. Chris.
What? Yes.
Digital Unfiltered. I keep getting questions. When is the next one? When are we're going to have to talk about this?
See, this is wild. I talked to Andy last night, and he told me that you were like, no way, I'm not doing that again.
At the time,
I felt that way too. Yeah.
Yes. Dude, I just don't like we said off air. I don't like it when someone's taking money out my fucking bank. And that does crazy things for me. So
I feel that.
Yeah.
But I think we could do have a really nice venue, same venue, maybe we might want to do it somewhere else, just scaled down a little bit. Like, again, we don't have to be in the Emperor's Ballroom. We'll do the floor down, just the Prince's Palace, I think it's called. Same amenities, no liquor, but the same flow, same everything, kind of the same, just smaller rooms. We don't need a football field.
No.
One day maybe, but not this time. And I think we could pull it off, and we all walk away with smiles on our faces, and everyone be happy and get good information. So when I was talking with him last night about that, I like July, but that's my thoughts. Start pumping right after Christmas. But yeah, that's my thoughts.
We will see, but Randy is ready to sponsor. JP may even go next time. Terry Samuels was there. Good to see you, Terry. Kazi is back. Tommy Finnan is back.
Kazi, I haven't seen you in a while. How's Canada?
Yeah. And Randy is saying, loved your latest GMB MatPap ranking. Craig Campbell pony rides. Oh, I can't believe you're still telling that fucking story. Is that GMB actually still going?
I sent right before that conference, I sent some links to it and just like a little bit of traffic, and it popped back up, and I was like, okay, screenshot. It's too fun not to.
I like stories like that.
Yeah,
I got people message me. I'm like, fuck's sake. Because I first seen that at maybe SEO ground. Yeah. And I wasn't aware of it. And I'm like, you motherfucker. But yeah, I'll get you back one day.
I know.
But Mikkel, would you do finance, loans, and casino niches in one website?
The finance and the casino could play a part. The loan, that's an interesting aspect. I kind of like that idea in a way.
So someone takes out a payday loan uses all that money on your fucking shady casino website.
This is a brilliant idea. I think you could potentially get away with it depending on how it was framed. I don't think I would do it. I've seen a lot of guys go bust running after that casino. I only know one dude that did it successfully. I personally only know one guy that's made a good play, but he's lost tons before he got there. So, not for me. I'm good.
Hello, Rebecca.
Hi, Rebecca.
JP says July in Vegas is hot as fuck. It's always hot in Vegas, man.
Yeah, it's hot. It's a desert, but we live like it's lavish in Caesars, though. You know, it's pretty nice in there.
How would you price loyal leads? Percentage versus cost per lead?
Qualified leads are worth, well, it's worth whatever somebody's willing to pay. But hypothetically, I would think that a qualified lead would be worth at least $350 to $500, right? And then as far as a percentage is concerned, because the time is so long before the case is done, I would want to get paid on the qualified lead.
Yeah.
You know, let's say at least semi-qualified. Like they've lost a limb, they've lost a life, or they've been seriously injured. Like it's a slam dunk for it to actually turn into a case. Those slam dunk ones are, because there's still a lot of other due diligence that has to be done. There's a lot more work that has to be done. Those are worth $350, $500, depending on what it is. Like a truck one, you'd probably get $500, $600 for a nice lead on that. Definitely.
Yeah.
Cars, trucks, like the medical mals, it's going to be $300. They're hard to prove, but yeah, you can make some guap for sure. Yeah, I like cost per lead.
Chris, you've not been answering your PMs again?
It depends on where, especially lately. Yes, it's been very busy. However, I will check Facebook, I assume is where you're most seen. Have a look for you. No problem. I don't check them. I try not to check. I try not to. I try to keep blinders on and just work. It's very, very hard, I know. But I will look for yours, sir.
Terry, the amount of people in the past who've come to me saying, Craig, can you please tell Chris Palmer to reply? I'm like, I'm not his fucking PA. Right. So, yeah, he's not known for replying quickly.
But I'll make a point to answer you, though.
So it's not you, Terry. It's him. Rebecca is saying, how many tips we will success in SEO fields? I don't know.
How many tips we will success? I'm not sure exactly what the premise of that question is. Can you reiterate or be more precise?
Yes. Thank you, Rebecca. As if after this helpful content update, Quora is outranking a lot of my queries. Just with the help of a chat GPT bot, I have lost 70% of my traffic in this update. Is this the end of niche sites? JP's answer, just make better niche websites. To be honest, I get sick and tired of people saying this helpful content update has fucked me, it's fucked me. And then you look at the websites and it's just complete and utter dog shit. I'm sorry, but they are. You've not done the basics. But I'm not saying yours is as if, but a lot of people come and go, oh, this helpful content updates fucked me. There's nothing on there to suggest that this is a real website. No real links, no real content, not even a social media profile, no about me page, nothing to guarantee trust. And the one thing that I see is this helpful content update. It's pretty much nothing to do with your fucking content. It's to do with your overall strategy. And I don't think it's the end of niche websites. No, I just think you have to do better work. Some people get hit and there's no rhyme or reason to it. And I get that. But for most cases that I've personally been asked to look at and consult on, all I can see is the basics are not being done properly. The work could be better. So hopefully that answers your question. But what about you, Chris, on this?
No, there's not much to add, but on that Quora note, don't you remember when Quora was a big winner? And then all of a sudden they weren't a winner and now they're back? Like, it cycles. I wouldn't be overly concerned, but you hit the nail on the head. I'll talk to people and they're like, oh man, I'm doing everything and I'm losing traffic. And then you look and I'm like, well, you didn't even build a link from the primary page to the piece of content that you're trying to rank. So that can be a problem. Simple things, foundational things.
Yeah. Mikkel, any CTR and ranking differences using .com versus AI, Guru, online, etc. Now, I'm not too sure what you mean by CTR and ranking differences using these. I can tell you just now that a .com will wipe the floor with most of those other shitty TLDs in almost every case. Whether you use CTR or not, I'm not sure where that fits into the question. Maybe I'm not understanding it, but I would much rather use a .com over anything that's out there. That's the one that I want.
Or an org.
Yeah.
Org or com, only because of age and the existence of time that they've been around. Like those newer ones are just harder. They just, yeah. I like com, I like org, I like net. Pretty much.
All I would say, Mikkel, is how many of those fucking .gurus do you see ranking well organically for anything that's relatively competitive, or .online or .london? They're all vanity ones. They're shit.
You'll see the co's. I see some of the co's playing, but that's far and few. The AIs are hot depending on what market we're in, but like that online, rare. Guru, never. I can't even think of.
Back in the day, it must have been like 2012, 2013, .co came out and they were like $99 for a .co. This was supposed to be the next big fucking thing, and I bought a whole pile of them, spent a couple of grand on them, and then it got assigned with Columbia. So what a fucking waste of fucking shit that was. Someone told me it was going to be the in between .co.uk and .com. The co was the one to buy. Whoever fucking spread that rumor, I'll tell you.
They made a lot of money. That was the guy selling the co's.
I was very naive back then. You're just like, this seems plausible.
Like a winner.
Let's go and chuck a few quid at it. And dude.
That's a lesson for everyone. Follow the dollar. Who's saying what? And then just follow it up the line.
TJ, sup homies. Good to see you, TJ, as always. Big Hawk.
Big Orcs. Black
Hat World.
I know that icon from Black Hat World.
Have you ever had success with adding advanced schema, aka more information than the default Yoast plugin to your pages? Considering trying this technique, and weirdly, Terry Samuels comments underneath it. Terry, Clint, all these kind of guys do advanced schema with a great deal of success. And when I say advanced schema, it's way more than the default Yoast crap that's there. So, yes, I'm pretty sure Terry would tear me apart if I said no, it's a lot of fucking old cobblers. But genuinely, the guys do some good stuff. Terry, Clint, and all of that little crowd over there do really good things with advanced schema. So yeah, they do. They've done it at presentation upon presentation, presentation upon presentation with examples of this working really, really well. So yes, is my answer to that. But I am not the schema guy. You're a lazy bastard when it comes to schema as well, right, Chris?
Well, it depends on the client, right? Like if they're willing to pay for it and the competition is calling for it, then we'll do it. But I'm not like building 40 pages of it. No.
Leave that to one of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Reason to design. How long are you seeing movement in rankings for solid DA sites with good authority after making changes to existing pages for on-page changes? So how long with good solid websites, Chris, is it taken for you to see movement?
I mean, I would take the DA or the DR out of the equation, because I've seen sites that I'm like, this has no authority and they're winning, right? So the second part of the question is, after making changes to the existing pages, the on page, I think the changes will, depending on competition and depending on the SERP fluctuation, they could last months to weeks, depending on what market you're in. So the authority, oftentimes, if we have a higher authority website, then the result can last longer. And once we get in position, it's a lot harder to get knocked off. But I've seen winners show up in SERPs all the time that have no authority. You know what I mean? So hopefully that answers your question.
Flavia, Chris, can you give me a budget for an e-com fashion USA to rank first page for middle competition keywords? You need a lot more information than that.
Yeah,
I would suggest, if you want a quote, get in touch with Chris at chrispalmermarketing.com. It's really weird. Terry Samuels has got this down to a fucking T. Right after this comment, he's a hard man to get a hold of. But I would recommend, if you want something like that, Chris would need to have a look at the competition and at those keywords, because what the hell is middle of the road keywords? That could be anything.
50,000 a month. I would book a time. If you really want to get in front of me, unless it's an opportunity, book a time. That's the best way. Unless it's like a Terry or it's an opportunity of sorts, book a time. That's the best way to get in front of me.
We need to pay just to say hello.
Well, if it's about business, then yes, there's a fee.
I'm only fucking. I think you're right, dude. I think you're right. So, yes.
Terry, no, that's an opportunity.
Is it?
I feel so, yes.
Nah, I'm only kidding. Terry's a great guy and hosts a great event. So, SEO spring training. You're speaking there, am I right? Is that what this is about?
I hope so. I'm going to try.
Chris, you're not responsive enough. You can fuck off.
That's happened to me. Oh, really? I just lost one because of that. I'm like, really? Are you sure? I just lost one over that.
Oh,
I'm like, fuck, it's only been a week. Like, damn, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, well, next time.
Terry gets it, though, I'm sure. But anyway, Mikael, how to add keywords or text to source code and not display in the front end other than display none.
I think I know that there's probably 100+ areas that Google will see the text that you have, that you can hide it. I believe there's 100+ areas. Ted Kabitis literally tested every single area on a page. I think there's 100+. So there's tons. There's 100+ areas on a page that you can hide text. And then there's other ways that you can do it too. But I think the easiest, fastest way, if you just want to hide it, you could put it inside of the embed script. You could put it inside of the script section. You could put it inside of a div. I mean, there's countless ways, man. Countless.
JP has an announcement from the SEO industry. It's with a heavy heart that I've decided to let Craig go as my PA. Craig has done a great job for the last 4 years since we met in Anaheim. Big announcement right there.
Yeah.
It was a pleasure, Jordan. I have one little thing. Where's my fucking payments? I've not been paid.
Where's my check? 4 years back.
So this is a contract, legally binding, in front of people, witnesses. So Yeah, cough up the dough, and I'll leave quietly.
40 hours a week times 4 years.
It's a substantial amount. Puppet Brush, you can use iframes to rank. Ted from SEO Fight Club has done a test on this and found it can potentially rank for content that is not there.
Of course. That's an old, yes.
Old but gold, but
yep,
yes.
Old but gold. I like that. Exactly.
So yes is the answer, Puppet Brush. Not sure what Ted has said surrounding this test and whatnot, but I can confirm that Ted is certainly on the ball in this industry in terms of the knowledge that he puts out there. So I can 100% for sure back up that you can use iframes to rank, and people have been doing that stuff for years. Holly's big into that shit, is she not? Or was?
Or at least was, yeah, for sure.
She was. I don't know how effective it is just now, but you can rank for content that is not there. I think Palmer had his funky, what would you call that test with all the numbers and all that stuff? What did you call it? Did you call it anything?
No, I didn't call it anything. I would just wanted to do something different than Kyle. He did lower MIPS. I'm like, all right, I'll do it in numbers.
So there's loads of people, Puppet Brush, that have done weird and wonderful tricks. And no correlation to Chris Palmer, but if you Google the smallest SEO, you will see a blank page there with a 1x1 pixel on it that ranks for that. Go try work that one out. So there you go. So you can rank for content that is not there, allegedly.
With JavaScript too, you can load it into the DOM. That's another way to rank a blank page. That's a fun one.
But hidden divs, all these, there's so many fucking different. Yeah. But that's a whole different conversation. You could probably have an hour-long session just with all the tricks that people have done and fucked around with over the years. So yeah, there's no potential about it. You can do that, Puppet Brush. Hello, Irina. Good to see you. Business growth ready. He spent 3K on a .euro and a .mobi. A big waste of money. More so when responsive sites became a thing. Yes. Mikael, is there a point to analyze competition keyword density from source code instead of front end?
I mean, we utilize a plugin that renders the DOM, and then we count based on that. Source is probably the next best thing because Google's taking into account everything that's within the page. So if that's what they're counting, that's what we're counting.
JP says it was an internship.
Oh, that makes sense.
What a fucker. Mark McShane says, who's the sexiest SEO you know, apart from Mark McShane? We won't even answer that one.
Yeah, I don't know. Pass. I'm trying to think, actually. Never mind.
We'll get into trouble somehow.
Yeah, I know. Don't even go there.
After September, helpful content update. Is Google starting to take down AI contents?
Not as bad as those copy-paste location landers. Noticing you got to finagle a little bit more effort. But no, I don't think the AI... Do you think that they're becoming more clever, or is it because there's more people utilizing the AI so that AI content isn't as unique as it was at first?
I think that it would be that's always been my concern, because when I do it, it starts to repeat itself, even for my own project. So how many other guys in the same niche are chucking out stuff with that on it? So I think it is repetitive, and the more and more people that use it, it's really going to come down to whether it's, getting additional spinning, human editing, whatever added to, or whatever your formula might be to make that unique. And I think it always goes back to lazy SEOs. They want to just copy and paste it straight from ChatGPT and throw it on there and not do that part. And I think that little step is what's going to set you apart from the competition.
1,000,000%. And then the same with like these tools, like your Zims. The content looks good, but that's the same template that 600 other dudes just used.
Come on. How many people are on? Dude, everyone's
in the same niche. Like,
dude.
Like looking to do and optimize for the same. Like, how many guys wanted to rank for SEO consulting and use Zim and spit out the same thing?
Yeah.
How many hundreds?
Exactly.
And then they're like, damn, this stuff won't rank. Oh, gee, I wonder why.
Und Andrzej, affiliate blog with dietary supplement reviews. Is schema important? Which ones? Any other tricks for this kind of blog? Is schema important for a dietary supplement review website?
I've never been in that space, but the first thing that I would go look at is who's Google rewarding. But not necessarily the big done dot is like your healthline.com or whoever the big guy is, because they might be winning for other factors. Who's at the bottom of the first page that isn't a known player? What do they have? How many words? How many headers? How many kind of schema? That's what I'd be looking at. Who's not there because of links? That'll tell you the tale right there.
Chris, be selling your claim for no payment as a lead. Craig, be prepared for thousands of calls from solicitors. Are you guys following the Google Antitrust court case? Some interesting admissions about how they use click data. I haven't. I've not looked into it, but are you following that, Chris?
No, but see, this is how people do start following things or go looking. Like, oh, what was said about this? Hey, ChatGPT, here's the videos. Tell me the sections they were talking about this. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay. Here's the key points. That's what I would do. Now.
But yes, Ursol, I am going to have a look into it because I think there will be some interesting things that we may be able to get from it. Just how they're using click data, like you say, or there'll be something else in there that gives us food for thought. Yeah, I like hearing things like that. It beats watching the old conspiracy theories that I normally watch on YouTube at night time.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I go down rabbit holes with. I've watched them all, dude. JFK, all of that stuff. It's yeah.
Sheesh. So you're not listening to SEO videos, huh?
Dude, I talk about SEO all day, every day. I don't not when I'm going to bed, man. I don't want to hear no fucking SEO bullshit when I'm going to sleep. Come on.
I must be sick then.
You do. You're insane. You would watch some stuff, right?
I may or may not have Kyle's old sessions on MP3, and I listen to them at night when he's going through those old tests. Maybe. I don't know. I'm sick.
Maybe
what do I know?
But someone sick listening is going to do that now. Why not? Why not?
I got some of Ted stuff too on MP3.
Have you get any of my stuff, Chris?
I have a couple. You've made it into the playlist.
Fucking liar.
I load them into SoundCloud.
You just fucking made that up there.
No, I have a couple. Two. Maybe three.
Mikael. Koala is good. Scale nut. SCALE. Nut. Scale nut. Koala. I'll give 2. Chris, you give 2.
Well, I mean,
Zim.
Okay. If it has to be an actual tool that already has the prompts on top, then yeah, let's go Zim and Argo Argo writer, right? But I think it might be in your best interest to find a really large model and just prompt it yourself. I mean, the data is cheap. It's very, very inexpensive to utilize Palm, or it's very, very inexpensive to utilize. Reese was just showing me Amazon's new one. Like, it's pretty cheap to use these. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
You know, like, why? I don't know. I'm trying to get away from utilizing somebody's tool and just understanding the prompt chaining and doing the prompt chaining myself. It's just a lot easier, because I tried the training, then I tried not the training, what's it called? In any case, I think it's better just to utilize the models yourself. It's very, very easy. Plus now it's really easy to pre-train the model, like with text based on what Google's rewarding. It's easy. I should say.
Haji Khan. Where is the party at?
Great.
Yeah, I am not so sure. But
SEO fish. As in the content fish guy? Is that you? Is that your tool? I like that tool.
Content fish. I tried that out on your recommendation.
Did you like it? I mean, that was right before the AI explosion.
Yeah.
So that was a good idea.
Yeah.
At that time.
It was just a bit
slow.
Yeah. Clunky and slow. It's probably the nice way to say it. So, but the concept and everything was solid. And I know you were going to go on and do your own thing with that, if I remember correctly. Were you not going to build a? We
built it and we got it, but yeah, when you're making that many calls and that many requests over an API, they don't like that kind of stuff. So then it was like, okay, it just became too big for me. Yep.
Kazi, what if you had content spammed with keywords and other entities and even video images and then embed with an iframe? Can you balance out the keyword density? You guys test that yet? So you going to that kind of level of testing?
Have I tested that specifically? No. But have I tested a boatload of entities, adding them into the page to see if it increases the rank? Like, or is this entity stuff BS? Yeah, I've tested that. It's not BS. Adding the entities into the schema or into the HTML tags, like, we've tested individual things, but not everything together. So yeah. And then as far as the frames are concerned, I've tested frames in multiple ways. What are you trying to do with them? Yeah, I've tested all frames in all different ways. Do they pass penalties? Do they pass page rank? That kind of thing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Big Hawks, if the homepage should be ranking for the branded keywords such as the business name, how do you manage the about page? Or just not worry what it's ranked for? Potentially have your about page ranked for the owner's name, because that's normally your home for your knowledge graph or your knowledge panel, linking to all the social medias for the business owner and stuff. So business name, homepage, about us would potentially target the
team
branded stuff for the business owner. Chris Palmer, SEO in this example, would be my way. But do you really give a shit about what your about me or about page ranks for?
No.
It's not really designed to rank.
Brian Dean made a video one time and was like, my about page gets all the traffic, and everybody was hot on it. But it doesn't matter. This day is done. That run's over.
So Chris, got a good one. Do you ever do white hat link building, or is it all paid and automated?
I only do white hat link building.
Me too. So I don't do a huge amount of automated. That is for sure. I own a different PR company. I own a link building agency. So I would rather. I'm not going to sit here and say we do outreach and we do all of this. Of course, no one fucking does.
I outreach to myself.
Yeah, outreach to the guy that's fucking got the good list.
That's right.
So I am not sure what white hat link building really is, to be honest. if you mean reaching out to 1,000 people a day and getting 2 replies, we don't do that. There's better uses of time. Paid, of course, I think most people pay for links under one guise or another. Even those who are doing the so-called white hat PR campaigns, there's still a payment involved. So you're essentially still buying links. Jordan outreaches to sellers on legit. So yes, I am pretty confident that none of us on this particular session are doing what is deemed white hat. I could probably almost guarantee my life on it. So hopefully that answers your question there, Saul. But yeah, I get what you're asking, but it's not our thing. Other people do pretend to do it, and they actually just buy from people like us and say they're doing something else. But there we go. Dean is asking, could you do SEO well if just using a Mac? Is Scrapebox with a Windows or virtual machine? So you can get Scrapebox for a Mac, by the way, Dean. And they do have a Mac version. So you could do SEO using Scrapebox on a Mac. But I am a Mac user as well, but I do have a virtual machine for the other stuff. The tools, the automation. But
I would never, ever use a Mac. Just throwing that out there. Secondly, as far as the Scrapebox or the tool utilization, it's just so it doesn't bog down your machine. But that Mac thing, I still can't. I just can't wrap my head around this. Did you say that you're a Mac user, Craig?
Yeah, you're just too tight and miserable to fucking pay for a Mac. That's the problem.
I know, but when I look at hardware and specs and Intel or AMD, right? I look at the RAM and the RAM speed, and I look at the SSD or then VID, right? And I look at specs and hardware, and then I look at it for a PC. It's identical, but this price is triple. Just doesn't compute for me. Same hardware.
Well, I'll tell you why I actually went to Mac. So up until about 2011 or whatever it was, I used to use Windows 7, and I'd used that for many years. When they upgraded to Windows 8, it was like cutting my hands off. I couldn't fucking use it. It was so fucking different. And I went out and bought a Mac at that point, which was very like Windows 7. It just, you just click on your shit and you knew where everything was. And it took me about 2-3 weeks, trying to figure out, because there's slight little differences on a Mac. And I'll never go back to Windows again because they kept changing. So you've got like that Windows 10 that came out and stuff. Dude, I feel like some old pensioner opening a computer for the first time when I try and function those fucking shitty Windows computers. So,
so you like the OS? You like the Mac? Okay, I see.
So the spec-wise, you've got a solid argument, 100%. But it just for easy use, I can't be fucking arsed with all this funky layout, man. It's just no good. So,
and you never ran like parallels or anything on Windows to run the Mac OS?
Nah. So I have got a Windows machine that sometimes sits with me, and I've obviously got a virtual machine as well. So I can obviously just log into that through the Mac. So I just click on it, remote desktop connection, boom, go on there and do my Money Robot and GSA and whatever else is on there. Dude, Money Robot's a fucking beast for YouTube embeds. That's all I'm going to say.
That's
not good for
enough.
much else, but yeah. Anyway,
this Mac thing got us all flustered.
Yeah. Fucking Craig, I asked by one of my community members as she's new to SEO, can I get started in SEO or should leave? And it made me wordless. I didn't even respond yet. So what is your take? Can someone get started in SEO or should they leave? Chris, should someone start in SEO?
I would. I mean, but what's your specialty? Where's your entry? Like, what can you do better, faster, and cheaper than the next guy? Why should I choose you? If you can answer that question, then yeah, you should enter SEO. But if you're just another $300 website guy or another link builder flipping the same list, like, no, I don't think there's a seat for you unless you're willing to go to the bottom unless you want to race to the bottom. But if you want to sit and actually make money and be able to, support a family, there has to be something special. Like whether it's maybe it could be a better price, but usually it's a faster, better service. And it's a specialty for some type of niche. If you can do that, that's who I see succeed and succeed fast. But
so whilst I agree with Craig's point, fuck's sake, I've got the fucking name wrong and everything. Calling you my name, that's what it's gotten to. Whilst I agree with Chris's point, we have all been not SEOs and we somehow stumbled or blagged our way into it. So can you still do that in this day and age? Yes, if you've got the right hunger, desire, interests, and stuff like that, but it's not for everyone. And it's a harder barrier to entry to making good money because there's so many people in it. So I think what Chris says makes a lot of sense. However, someone shouldn't just leave because that's the only obstacle. I think you can quickly do the right things to get yourself pushed around out there. And we've all been nobodies and didn't have a fucking clue what we were doing. So just remember that as well, Haji. Well, I certainly was blagger. Maybe everyone else went to some special class or something. But yeah.
That's a fact. I was on Fiverr. I was, in the forums. I was the guy messaging people.
Spamming the shit out of people.
1,000%. Absolutely.
Did you ever use the word dear sir?
Never. No.
Come on, Chris. You did. Please tell me you did.
No. I would go and, like, say if there was someone I wanted to target, I'd go friend all their other littles. And then when they saw me, then they'd be like, oh, he's already connected. And then that would sometimes get me an in. I'm clever.
Dude, I see that a lot with Facebook. You get this Facebook request and you look at it and it's like, yeah, it's friends with Terry Samuels and all these fucking guys. Like, must be a legit guy. And then it's the old dear sir.
That's one step. Yeah. But it has to be because you have your online friends, but then you have your friends that you get money with, right? So if they're friends with a couple key players, then I know, oh, hey, all right, I'll talk. Like if some guy comes to me with links and he's friends with Khan or this dude, I'm like, oh, okay, wait, what's up, man? What do you got? But if it's just like you're running the mills, I'll be like, maybe not.
JP says don't use a VM unless you have a big RAM and processor on your PC. I used to get viruses and people messing with my registry Mac. I've never had one virus or a blue screen or a lost computer. I run VMware, but my RAM is 32 in quad core. Randy, so Randy, when you update the Mac, it's never changed for years. It just doesn't fucking change look. So, in terms of look and feel, everything's there. You've just got all your shit in your bottom bar. So, yeah, visually, it looks no different. And that's what I like. I hate change. When you start moving shit around like Windows do, that fucking throws me right off. So, fuck Windows. Plugin for affiliate links, Pretty Links. Do you think if I would have so many links, like more than 3,000, it will make an issue? I have 3,000 reviews with affiliate links, and this plugin makes redirects. So is Pretty Links capable of doing redirects at scale?
I couldn't tell you. I'm not the one to ask of that. I think short Short IO or short whatever. It's the only one that we've utilized. Very much similar to your Pretty Links. I don't use Pretty Links.
Neither do I. I have no idea about Pretty Links. I've heard of it, but I couldn't answer that particular question. So hopefully someone else maybe can answer that if they have experience. But
no, I'm more of a local. I deal with local businesses primarily. You know, these are definitely not in my range of things. You know, that doesn't come up much. Like, you know, X law firm isn't like, hey, we want to hide a couple thousand affiliate links with Pretty Links. You think we could do that? Like, they never ask me these things.
You can only deal with the problems that you're faced with.
Exactly.
Craig, now that you've put out a lot about warning about keyword cannibalization, how do you check it? Chris, how do you check it?
We build a tool.
You fucker. Well, I do some stuff with ScaleNut, and they also have a tool coming out for it as well in the next couple of weeks.
I'm going to beat you to market. I'm going to beat you. That's why I was so curious when I was talking to that dude. Like, hey, how far are you? Because we were already. I've been on.
You spoke to ScaleNut in Manila, right?
I was like, how far are you guys? I was like, damn, man, I better hurry up.
So ScaleNut is going to have functionality in the next couple of weeks to do it all for you, simple and easy. Chris is going to try and get them to the market, and good luck with that, because I'm going to message him right now telling me to release it today.
Well, they got me. They have a lot different. They have a whole platform.
Yeah,
I'm looking for the guys like me and the business owners, the guys that just want to have a spreadsheet. You put in your raw data, and it gives you the answer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Not a subscription. It's a one-time fee. Here's the script. Here's how it works. Here's the video. Done. They have like a whole freaking suite, far different than what I have.
But Chris, here is the real question.
Yes.
Dean Davis hasn't got access to ScaleNut because it's not, that particular tool's not out yet. He doesn't have access to your tool. How can he check for it right now?
Well, the old-fashioned way is manual. So Google Search Console. However, if you're utilizing Google Search Console, I mean, it's pretty easy. How many pages do you have on your website? How many primary keywords are you targeting? Go to Google Search Console, do a search for that query, and then look at the pages. What pages are competing with one another? That's how you do it. The script that we build is going to automate that process. So that way I could just have the answers. You know, here's the answers.
That's what we want. We just need something that fucking does the donkey work.
The amount of hours I charge, like the billable hours for doing that, looking for that problem, insane.
Yeah.
So I think it's worth. What do you think that's worth? What's that script worth? Hundreds.
Yeah.
Hundreds.
Guest posting services you can trust. linksforyou.com, linksforme.com, chrissyslinks.com. There's tons of them, dude.
Wait, you guys have links for you, links for me?
Nah.
Oh, I was like, that was a good idea.
No, we just have linksforyou.com. Link for me, I just made up on the spot. And Chrissy's Links is not actually a domain either. Chris Palmer Marketing. Every man and their dog selling guest posting services that you can trust. I don't think there will be a huge amount that you can't trust, but there's a whole bunch of them out there. Far too many to mention them all. So I'll selfishly promote me and Chris, since we're both on that show. Anyone else, bugger off. Tips to choose the niche for rank and rent model.
That's the question, right? That's a stumper. Well, what I do know is everybody wants to do the least amount of work for the highest pay. So I think the easiest entry point is look where there's a median range of pay. And that's how I would start my niche picking. So be willing to do a little bit more for a little less, and I guarantee you'll get your foot in the door. It's my best advice.
Honey, I'd love to help you, but it's a question that comes up all the time. There's so many niches out there. You know, I can't sit there and say it's plumbers in fucking Ohio or something. That's the one to go for rank and rent. There's so many countries, so many locations, so many niches.
But I will say this though: instead of that rank and rent, if you have the skills to what it takes, if you'd like to enter the real estate space, I could help you achieve very high cost per lead. If you want to just sell leads in the real estate space, it's up to you. You could sell the leads as many as you got. Hundreds, thousands, I would hope. That sounds good. As many as you have if you want to do real estate. Law space too. As many as you got. Anything else I can't help you with.
There you go. How long should I wait to build tiered links after acquiring a new guest post? Is there a waiting time, Chris?
How long should I wait to build tier links after? Well, depending on where you're acquiring these guest posts and how the network is set up, if you're just finding some random, start immediately. But I would be cautious. If this is a relationship that you've built and this is a private network, they're giving you second page guest post links. They're letting you submit the content, or you're picking the URL title, the H1, they're giving you double links, or maybe they're even selling you homepage. I would be very cautious on whose network you're sending links to. And especially if you're going to go fire up GSA or Scrapebox, you can burn relationships very, very quickly doing that. I have in the past. Not smart.
JP created his own plugin to use Pretty Link features that uses his own domain. So give JP a shout if you're into that as well. Whoever asked that question, I can't remember who it was. Dean Davis says, excited for the tool. Check them out when they come out. Mark McShane has a question. Have you ever used the Gorgonzola SEO technique?
Never heard
you've Googled that.
I just typed it in. Yep, that's exactly what I did. I was like, what is this? Because I see even Kyle, they went back to 2013, pulled one out, the Avalanche, put a spin on it, and now it's hot. It's like, okay, is this one up next? What is it? How does it work? What's old is new again, which is true. That's how things go, right?
So have you used it?
Never heard of it. Never heard of it.
Come on, man.
Gorgonzola? No,
yeah.
I've never even. What is this? A cheese of some sort? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, that's it. It's the cheese on your balls.
No, but that's hysterical, though.
I can't believe you sat and tried to be one step ahead.
I wanted to see what it was if he's called it something different. I hate those. It's I don't know. I like to say I don't know because I never heard of that one.
Skylar's laughing.
Oh, that's funny, Skylar.
JP says, don't give him a shout. It's not public. I just try to help you out.
Right now, no. Oh, that's funny.
Man.
I don't know if that's public either, but man, talk about an active group. Jordan's got the group. That thing's ding, 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 ding. I just shut that shit off. Damn. This group is amazing. Amazing.
Nobody likes Gorgonzola. Trust me. Mikkel, most of the lawyer websites have pictures of the team. How are you making lead gen website look more trustworthy? Dude, just fucking use someone else's pictures. This doesn't have to be difficult. But what I will say, I have done the lawyer thing. I had a fake lawyer website that we used to do outreach from to claim images. We claimed the old copyright. That's my image. Please place a link to us, and there'll be no problems. But I'd done this talk, and Kyle Roof was there, and he's like, Craig, you know that shit. Kyle's an ex-lawyer, and he's like, dude, like pretending to be a lawyer, they will come for you. He says you can't say that shit. That is a fucking federal offense in America. I'm like, yeah, dude, I just fucking took these guys, stuck their pictures up. It looked all fucking good, dude. It looked really fucking good. Had all the fucking things after their name and all that shit, But yeah, that was fun. But we can't advise of that, Mikael, because Kyle said to me, Craig, in your talk, there was at least 5 federal offences. So we cannot tell you how to do that, but it has been known that someone has stolen some stuff to make it look more trustworthy. Anything to add to that, Chris?
No, I mean, hey, if you're interested in that, go and check out Mighty. They got a good play running. That's a successful lead gen. Check out them. See how they're doing.
Who the fuck's Mighty?
It's a lead generation for lawyers.
All right.
It's one of them. Yeah. A competitor, maybe. I don't know. You guys know. Yeah, go check out them.
Go check out them and take their shit. Just fucking lay off Chrissy's. What do you say about paid stock images? I am planning to purchase any of the best stock images so that I can make for Google more trustworthy and experienced in my work. Any idea about it? So I'm just going to rephrase your question, Haji. Chris, do you pay for stock images?
Never, ever. The only benefit there is because they're indexed and Google understands what they are. But you can generate images and upload them to a plethora of image sites in order to get credibility and have Google have understanding. And they instant index. Like that artist site. I wouldn't, you can even put them into that Picasa, that Google photo thing, and they're poof, Google knows what they're all about. And then people are copying them. It's a brilliant thing. You can upload them, take them from Midjourney, do a slight modification, and then upload them into the Commons. Google knows what they are. So easy. I don't pay for them. Heck no. I pay Midjourney. I think I pay them $35 a month.
You're the only people he pays any money to, I'll tell you. I'm sorry. I'm making a picture here. I'm making a picture here that's potentially not true. But Haji says Ricky from the income school uses this approach, so it convinced me more to try it out. Nothing at all wrong with getting paid stock images. You can do it, like Chris says. Google already knows what they are. Is that going to help you and all that kind of stuff? How much of a difference does it make? Is what I'd say. Are you really going to outrank someone just based on that? I don't think so. I think you need to weigh up the cost of the time, effort, the cost of the images against the alternative ways of doing it. So nothing at all wrong with doing it, but yeah, it's up to you, mate. Up to you.
That was my first what's that called? A copyright strike? It's from those guys right there.
Oh, really?
5 years ago. Long time ago. Six years now. Nice guys. Those guys. Nice. Thanks, Ricky.
The copyright strike.
Copyright strike. Yep. For using their pictures in a video. I was putting their ABC method on blast. I was new. And I was like, yeah, you're going to do your keyword research from the Google search bar. Good luck. I'm using SEMrush. They did not like that. Copyright strike. Take down this video. I just had it happen again. I was blasting the tips from that local one of these forums out here, and they gave out their top 10 tips for how to rank the GBPs. Their number 8 tip is go tell on the people. Copyright strike the video. Because I was like, you're telling people to go tell on people? Like, you're ruining people's businesses here. Copyright strike. I still have the penalty now.
That's shit.
Pricks. No.
Never become a grass, or we call it a grass over here. I don't know what you guys call it, but snitch.
I was thinking about running that up, just so maybe I could get some spread on their platform. I don't know. I was going to ask you about that. What do you think?
Not on here.
Yeah, I know.
Not on here. SEO narcs.
Yes, narcs.
Last question, Kristen. Could you advise on how to report on link building campaigns to my director? Despite significant traffic growth, he continues to look for concrete proof to justify ongoing link building costs. So relatively easy, Kristen. Now, if someone pays you, I'm just going to use hypothetical figures. Let's say you're spending $2,000 on links. That equates to, 10, 15 really good links. Just fucking document what links you got. End of story. That's it. If he wants that documented, then the significant traffic growth is irrelevant at that point. Now, he can't have it both ways, where you're allowed to do what you want and you're based on your performance and traffic growth and everything else. If he wants to micromanage and says, I want concrete proof to justify these link building costs, you've got various options. There's a link below. Press releases from Randy. Go buy a fucking press release package. It's a great deliverable. It will give you hundreds of links. If that's what this guy wants. So are we humoring the director so that he feels that he's getting value for money, or do we do good SEO? You can do one or the other. If this guy just wants a deliverable based on links, it's why I've got a link building agency. Someone comes to me and buys 10 links. They get 10 links. Whether their rankings go up or down, I don't give a shit, really. I've done my bit. That's on them to do the on-page. That is up to them to figure that one out. I have given someone 10 links if that's what they're paid for or whatever. And I think sometimes with directors, it's got to be one or the other. They can't hammer you because the traffic's not growing. If you've delivered the 10 or the 15 links to justify the costs of it, you've done your job at that point.
And two, it's easy as day. If you have a page that had no links, you can track it in SEMrush. You built 10 links, 45 days later, you doubled in traffic. Find those pages that's happened. Here's your proof. Look. But make sure there's a long enough line where you can see, okay, here's where the links were built, here's the cost of them, here's what they were, and then here's the growth that we got.
Yeah.
What's the problem? Because it's usually clear as day, as long as you look at a 60-day span. And then if you're consistently seeing you're buying links and pointing them to pages and you're not seeing any type of movement at all, you either need to look at your on page or go and look at the vendor. Usually. Or you haven't built enough. But that's just my opinion. A lot of people think too, they buy one guest post for $100 or $50. One. And they're like, how come I'm not freaking number one? I'm like, what? Your competition has 495 referring domains. You bought one. Yeah, that happens.
A very final question, and I'll give a brief answer. Haji, I wouldn't do another fucking YouTube video or channel for anyone, let alone a niche website. One is enough. Could you do loads of YouTube videos for all your niche websites? Absolutely impossible. Unless you were paying other people to do it, of course. Yeah. It's a job doing it for one, let alone niche sites. So be careful. But on that note, guys, we are out of time. Do check out the link below, 38 Digital Market, for press releases. And do check out Mr. Chris Palmer, SEO, over on his channel and all of these other channels as well. But we are out of time, and we will be back at the same time next week, everyone. See you later.
See you next week.